Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the future of the water and wastewater industry and the careers you didn't know about. And we are live on location at the AquaTurf for the CWWA, CTAWWA Fall Conference. So with us in the house is Miss Sophie Boisvert, from the Stiles Corporation. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, how are you?
I heard you're a newbie in the industry.
I am. I started on Tuesday.
Nice. All right. Fantastic. So, where do you live in town or?
I'm originally from West Hartford,
Okay.
but I now live in Boston.
Oh, you're in Beantown. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Well, all of my money went. Both my kids went to school in Boston. So
Oh, nice. Whereabouts?
my daughter did her undergrad at Wheelock College.
Oh, cool.
And then she did her grad at BU.
Great.
And my son is a graduate of Berklee College of Music.
Wow.
So, where I was.
Music runs in the family.
Yeah,
right?
something like that. Whatever. So yeah. So now, are you part of? Now, do you work for Stiles out of the Boston office, or?
Yeah, it's a suburb of Boston, but I do. I'm a territory manager, so I cover the North Shore.
Okay, the North Shore. Okay, nice. So tell us, from an educational standpoint, what was your education path?
Yeah, so I went to school at George Washington University in
Okay.
D.C., and there I majored in environmental studies
Okay.
and minored in sustainability.
Ooh, okay.
So after school, I kind of wanted to focus my career on sustainability. I am about a year and a half out of college now. My first job, I was an analyst at a sustainable commercial real estate company.
Okay.
So we did PACE financing, if you're familiar with that.
I've heard the term. Yeah.
It's pretty niche. Basically would finance commercial structures, any features there that we could argue were sustainable. So LED lighting, low flow toilets, any windows, things like that.
Living roofs.
Yes, my favorite. Seriously.
So, what were did you oversee any installs of living roofs?
I did not, however, a few of my coworkers did. One of my bosses, she loved living roofs, green roofs, so she would always push for them. They are gorgeous and a great way to make a building more sustainable.
Oh, absolutely. And sustainability is, obviously huge. I had Raju on my first podcast, who was from Weston and Sampson, and obviously their engineering firm is big into sustainability and so forth.
That's great.
And he's on the stormwater side, but I think from the standpoint of where we are, environmentally now. Climate change, whether we want to recognize it or not, it's there.
Absolutely.
Yep. and so forth, and we have to deal with it. Whether it's like you say, from the environmental side, the sustainability side, but being sustainable, I think, is huge. One of the things that obviously, every town and municipality and every city is dealing with, aging infrastructure.
Absolutely.
Whether it's water meters or whether it's pipes or whether it's fittings and so forth, it's something that is undeniably present. And, unfortunately, it's, a lot of times, you get to a situation with, especially piping alone is, you've got cities and towns and with, water mains in the ground that are 100 years old.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did a lot of work with stormwater management in DC.
Okay.
As a part of my capstone class. My professor, Dr. Melissa Keeley, helped install many and pass legislation for bioswales in DC.
Okay.
So with climate change, DC is going to become a much wetter environment, much wetter climate. And so the infrastructure, as you were saying, is aging and it needs to be changed. So bioswales were a good compromise to that for stormwater.
Well,
mitigation.
you go out west and you go into, Las Vegas and so forth, and they have, the aqueducts that move water
Right.
that are dry most of the year, but then, they get this, the monsoon rains
Right.
and so forth, and you got flash floods,
Right.
everything with stormwater, and, you have to accommodate that.
Absolutely.
For sure. How long were you in D.C. for?
I was in DC for 4 years.
Okay.
I did my undergrad there.
Okay, in the Beltway.
Yes.
There's a lot of culture down there. Really.
Yes, yeah, it's great. It's a great environment to be in. I miss it a lot, but I love Boston. Definitely go and visit DC.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Um, Boston Water, that's probably one of the oldest water utilities in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. In Boston itself, I mean, you're talking about aging infrastructure. You've
Right.
got
Yeah.
a lot of aging
Yeah.
infrastructure, especially in the Back Bay and so forth. But wow.
Yep.
So, um, so when you were in what was your career path coming out of high school? Did you have any idea out of high school?
So in high school, I wrote a few papers on microplastics,
Okay.
and then I went down to Key Largo for a week and stayed at a lab there, and just kind of studied microplastics, took some
Now define that a
samples.
little bit more. I'm not as familiar.
Yeah, so microplastics are just microscopic plastics that come from broken down material. So if you see the little fibers on here,
Okay.
when I wash this,
Yeah.
the water that turns into runoff, these little fibers are microplastics.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I
why?
did not know that.
Yes, it's very interesting. It's an emerging topic. I first learned about it in 8th grade, actually, which is how I first got introduced to the world of sustainability. First,
Okay.
kind of got excited about it. So studied some microplastics there. The reason why they're an issue is because, um, you know, microplastics are now working their way up the food chain. So you have plankton that'll eat it, then shrimp that'll eat it, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Now, I think it was last year, the first microplastic was found in the placenta of a human.
Really.
Yes. So
And that's not necessarily a good thing.
no, it is not. It is linked to heart disease, cancer, things like that. So it's a big topic on my mind, and I know that it's starting to become a little more popular.
Now, as far as mitigation techniques, what are
Yeah.
some of the mitigation techniques that are?
Yeah, so a lot of the research that I've done is more focused on the fashion side.
Okay.
So textile choice, upcycling, so you can have a second spin thread, which is cool because you can take materials that already exist
Okay.
and make them into something new. Just, yeah, really decreasing your usage and waste of plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've focused on.
Okay. Wow. That's a new topic for me.
It's very interesting.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, obviously, absolutely. Yeah.
Fast fashion is
Fast fashion.
fast fashion. So if you think of companies like Shein and Forever 21, they're using a lot of polyester. My mom likes to say, when we were younger and shop at Forever 21, now trying to avoid it, she would say the whole store is flammable because it's just all plastic materials, and that's what you want to avoid. And it's also only trends. So you go and buy a garment from Forever 21, it's poorly made. It's not made well. It's not made in a fair labor environment.
Yeah, most of it is imported, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
made in China or
Yes.
Taiwan or
Yep. For
someplace.
cheap labor.
Cheap labor.
Not good conditions for the workers.
Yeah.
All of those problems, and then you get this shirt for $20 that you wear maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
That has a hole in it. Then
Yeah.
you throw it out, or you donate it. If you think you're doing the right thing, you donate it. It then goes to Goodwill.
Yeah.
Nobody wants your shirt with a hole in it, right?
No.
So what do we do with it? We sell it to another company, thrift company overseas, usually in Europe.
Yeah.
No one wants it in Europe. Then it goes to a large market in Accra, Ghana, and people just buy big bales of our clothing. It's called Dead Man's Clothing.
Nice.
Yep. And bringing it back to water, all of the clothes that are then not bought in Accra, Ghana, in their third markets.
Wow.
Yep, they're third hand, because it's not even second hand anymore, it's third hand.
Okay.
Are then just tossed into landfills or the streets. Now, this is a big issue for stormwater management there, because all of the garments end up in the sewage systems,
Yep.
in the water systems, so everything floods. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a massive problem that I don't think is discussed enough.
Wow. I've you've opened my eyes to a whole nother genre of environmental.
Yeah.
My God, unbelievable. So, okay, you grew up
I grew up in West Hartford,
in West
Connecticut.
Weehaw.
Weehaw, yes.
So, yeah. So and then did you undergrad at
GW.
GW?
Yep.
Okay, all right, fantastic. So how did you find your way to Stiles?
I was looking at different companies in Boston, kind of wanted to stay on the sustainability track, was interested in sales.
Okay.
So I went through the interview process, spoke to a few different people. What really attracted me to Stiles is their work environment.
Okay.
Everyone is so friendly, so welcoming. It's really a team effort there, which I feel like, a lot of companies preach that it's going to be, oh, we're all big one happy family. And I feel like you really get that at Stiles.
Nice.
Everybody's looking out for you. You do your presentations together. So.
Oh, that's great. Well, I mean, I just retired after 50 years from the town
Congrats.
of Portland, and we, pretty much have been using Stiles for our water meters for years
that's
and years
great.
and years. So
That's great. I'm
so
happy to hear that.
Yeah, no, which is good. So now that now that I'm retired, now my biggest challenge is figuring out what day is today.
Yeah. Well, good for you. That's a good problem to have.
But like I say, I do have my music store and so forth that is in Portland. So I teach guitar and bass. So
great.
Which is cool. So anyway, so now that I have a musical background, okay,
Yes.
what's your do you have any what's the first concert you ever went to?
Justin Bieber.
The Beeb.
The Biebs. Yep. I think I was in second grade. Went with my mom.
Okay. Are you a Taylor fan?
I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I'm not a Swiftie.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'll listen to her music. My old roommate was definitely a Swiftie, so I listened to a lot of Taylor Swift with her.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. So, if you got stuck on a desert island, okay, and this is my desert island questions, okay, and you could only bring what music could you listen to every day?
Artist or genre? Or?
Genres or albums, or nobody uses the word albums anymore. But,
I don't know. I'm a big John Mayer fan.
Oh, okay, yes.
I have been to 4 of his concerts now. My dad is big into the Grateful Dead. So
Deadhead.
Yep.
Yes.
So I think he's an amazing musician.
Yes.
Boston.
He Berkeley College of
and
Music.
Connecticut. Yep.
Yeah, Berkeley College of Music.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think if it were an artist, John Mayer.
Okay. Nice.
Genre, I don't know. I listen to a lot of music, a lot
Okay.
of different music.
All right. Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. All right. Desert island food. If you got stuck on a desert island,
Gosh.
what food could you eat every day?
Well, I guess I don't want to go with seafood, right? Because I could probably catch some of it myself. So, maybe pizza? Something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Pizza's high on the list.
Yeah.
Pizza's high on the list.
Maybe pizza, and then I could fish for my toppings, right?
There you go. You have to balanced diet.
Protein.
Exactly.
Maybe like a veggie pizza so that I get some nutrients.
There we go. Fantastic. Nice. Anyway, well, hey, I appreciate you coming up and taking time.
Yeah, I appreciate you having
and
me.
welcome you to the water industry.
Thank you.
As far as that goes, I know Stiles is going to treat you very well.
Absolutely, I'm very excited.
And thank you for introducing to me to a new microplastics.
Oh, of course. Yeah, thank you for listening.
Wow, it's just like holy mackerel! I didn't think that world ever existed. So
yeah, I definitely didn't give it as much time or effort as I should have. So definitely do your own research. It's interesting and terrible at the same time. So.
Well, it's one of those harsh realities.
Right.
You get to a point,
absolutely.
and everybody says climate change is well, depending on who you talk to, it's there, it's real. Some people say it's a hoax, but for every action there's a reaction, and obviously in the textile industry that's certainly present.
Absolutely, and hopefully we are collectively moving away from that mentality.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
hoax.
again, it's a culture change. You get to a point. It's it's the, what is it, how the definition of an insanity is
Oh yeah, doing something repeatedly, expecting a different outcome.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I mean that makes sense to me.
Well, yeah, and unfortunately, it's a lot of people, have their, that ain't the way we always do it,
Right.
and so forth. So they have their jaded mentality, and
Absolutely.
that's the way it is. So
Yeah.
anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sophie Boisvert is in the house, and that concludes this episode of the careers in the water industry, water and wastewater industry, and the careers you didn't know about. And again, we are live on location at the AquaTurf, and for the Connecticut section, CWWA and AWWA Fall Conference. So, Sophie, thank you so much.
Thank you for
And
having
I'll
me.
let you get back down on the floor and enjoy the show.
Thank you.
All right, that is all.